How is it going, everybody? In today's video, this is what we're going to be creating a traffic simulation whereby you can use it for your mobile games or whatever it is you want to use it for. Maybe you have a project in school and your teacher told you to do it, and then you wanted to know how the in workings of the traffic simulation work. So this is what we are going to be creating today. As you can see, it's a loop. It's an infinite loop. It keeps looping each time the countdown has executed. Now we're going to be using Java to create this, and then we're going to be using NetBeans IDE. You can as well use any IDE of your choice, but I prefer to use NetBeans IDE because most beginners it's easy for them to learn. So, and it creates a lot of boilerplate code for you, so you don't have to stress. Having said that, let's jump right into the code. So first of all, I'm going to come right here. I'm going to say, I believe you guys know how to create a project, but for the sake of newcomers, let me just create a project. I'll say File, New, Java. Then I click on Java Project Application. I'll click on Next. Then I'll call this Traffic. And I click on Finish. By default, it's supposed to generate a class for us with main method and all that. So this opened in the wrong screen. Let me bring it this way. Hold on. Eclipse is my NetBeans is acting up, so let me put it this way. Yeah, so let me just clean up the code. Now we're going to make some imports for some classes, built-in classes in Java. First of all, we're going to import java.alt package awt.hysteric, and I'm going to say import javax.swing. Then I'm going to import all the components. Then I'm going to define three jpanel. Jpanel is just like a interface component. Jpanel. Now we define this as red, yellow, and green. And I'm also going to define JLabel panel, for time, and then displaying of the time. I'll say this as a show underscore time. Show underscore time. Am I typing? Now I'm going to extend the building class in Java called JFrame rather. I'm going to implement a building class called runnable interface rather, not class, and I'm going to implement not the non-implemented method, as you can see, which is this run. So let me clean this guy. Let me clean this up. And first of all, we're going to create a while loop. I believe you guys know what a while loop is: constant repeating of certain arguments or certain logic if it returns true. Then, and I'm going to pass through by default. Then I'll start by saying red.set background, set that to red. I'll say yellow.set background, I'll set that to yellow. Then I'll say green.set background, which represents the traffic light. And I'll set this to green. I'm going to create a loop. Int s is equal to 0, s is greater than 0. Sorry, s is equal to 5, s is greater than 0, s minus. That is decrement by every in the loop. Then first of all, I'm going to convert this int into a string. I'll say I is equal to integer dot string, and I'll pass in the s, which is the loop variable. And I'm going to say show time dot set text because it's a label. I'm going to pass in I. Then I'm going to thread sleep for 1 second. Sorry, that's too much. And that's it for this guy. So now I cannot just define a thread without wrapping it into a try and catch block. So I'm going to have to throw. Okay, let me just surround the try and catch block this way. I don't like this border, so I'm just going to print it out to make the code less cumbersome. Now that is it for this guy. I'm just going to have to copy it because it's just the same logic we're repeating again. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to copy it. Come here, paste it twice. Now I'm going to change those values. Let's see, I'm having an error. Let's see why. Okay. Why are we having it there? Let's see. Okay, oh sorry, S has already been defined, so I just have to change the value. So I'll say this is Q, yeah, Q. Then I'm going to set this guy now to. Okay, I think I omitted something. I was actually rushing and I omitted something. So I'm supposed to set these guys now to gray. When I come here, I set this guy to gray. I set this guy to gray. Same goes for these two guys. I set them to gray and gray. I think we should be good by that. Then I'll come right here. Or I can set them to black actually. So it depends. Okay, so no, I'm just going to set them to black. So it's going to be straightforward. I'll just set them to black. Sorry about that. Set this guy to black. Set this guy to black. Black. Set it also to black. Yes, then I'll come here and I'll change this from S now to I already say Q, I'll say this W. You mustn't follow this conversion, I'm just using it just for brevity, simplicity actually. Then I think that should do it. Now I will now switch down to me building now the interface, which is the J frame and the J panel, because we already gotten the logic we need to look. Shorts in it, yeah, it's not really that complicated. You just try to figure it out. So I'm having an error here. Let me clean that out. Hold on. So now I'm supposed to catch an exception because all of these guys are supposed to be wrapped in a try catch block. But since I did it individually, I'm not sure I need to catch an exception again. So let's see. This guy goes here. Okay. Oh. Actually, this is supposed to be terminating each and every one of them here. So we don't have the confusing loop here. So this guy should terminate here. I believe it should get rid of the errors. Now, I'm going to come here. I'm going to define public traffic. So define the constructor. Why are we having so much error now? Okay, no, let me just remove this individual try catch block and wrap them in one big try catch block. So we take this guy out and you also take him off. Okay, let's put this guy here. Then I'm going to come all the way here and then add a catch block. This gets rid of the error, so we're going to clear this out. If it is getting long, my apologies. Those are sometimes this program tends to act funny. So I'm going to come here now. I'm going to start building it. I'm going to say this dot get content pane dot set background, and I'm going to call the color of black. Then I'm going to come all the way here. I'm now going to say this dot set size, so to say 100 by 300. I'm going to say this dot set visible, and I'm going to say true to display the JFrame, and I'm going to say this dot set location for centering the component to null, so to be displayed in the middle of the screen. And I'm going to start instantiating those variables I defined at the top. And I'm going to say red is equal to red.set background. Then I'm going to show. So I'm going to add it to the component. Now I'm going to also come and define the yellow. I'm just going to copy this guy out, paste it right here, and I'm going to say this guy should be yellow. Copy this, paste it here, and then here. Then I'm now going to define the green. Sorry about that. Just copy this all the way from here, and then green. Now, having got that, we'll come down here and then we say set layout. And I'll say null. This bound is you calculating the x and y axis of the position, that is the x and y axis of the container in which you are positioning the elements. So I'm going to say this setback bound to 40 by 20 by 40 and then 40. And I'm going to now add it, which is what I just did here. So I'm going to clean this up so it will look nice. And after getting this guy in format, I'm just going to copy this, come on it and paste it twice. Now I'm going to do this for the green and then for the yellow and then the green. So I'm going to say yellow. Sorry. I'm going to bring down this yellow by 70. Then I'm going to bring down this green by 120. As you can see. So now this is 40, 120, 40 by 40. So you must have to follow this format. It's still going to work. So depends on how you want to position your widget. You can position it, let it flow horizontally, or if you want it to flow vertically. It's up to you. So now I'm now going to come. I'm now going to instantiate the time. Let's see. Sorry. Time is equal to new J label constructor. And I'm going to set the foreground dot set. Now the foreground is going to be, let's say, white. Take this guy. what I explained about components. If this is making you look confused and you don't understand what I'm doing when I mention the word X and Y axis, please drop a comment in the section below and I'll do my best to create a separate video that goes a bit more in depth into what X and Y axis is all about and how we can use it to actually draw on the J-frame. So having got this added to the components, I'll scroll down to make more room. Now the next thing we're going to go now is to define the show. Because already added the time counter, then I'm going to say show is equal to new J label. Okay, hold on, I'm supposed to add a label here, so I'm going to say count down, just like the way you see a countdown in maybe a rocket launch kind of. So this is what I just added here. So now I'm going to say J label, instantiating it. I'm going to show dot set bound. Hold on. What are we having? Okay, sorry, show time. Yes. Is that what we define at the top? Show time. To set the bounds, that's the X and Y axis, so 55 by 178, and as well be 180, but I just made it 178, so it's not going to look too confusing or too distant. Now I'm going to set the foreground of the show time, set foreground. I'm going to set this now to, let's say, orange. I'm going to add it. Show. Now I'm going to make use of the main method that was auto created for us, which is this guy, auto generated for us at the top. And I'm going to define the entry point and then create an object of the class, and then create an object of a thread that will now start the class. So I'm going to say thread equal to thread. And I'm going to say I'm going to get an error here because the traffic object has not been created. I'm going to create that real quick. Start. Alright, so I'm going to come at the top here. I'm just going to say traffic equal to new traffic. Now, this constructor you saw here now is what we are calling here, as you can see, this section. Now, once you call this traffic, now it will now paint this into the component, bring the component alive, set this element into the component, which is this add you are seeing right here, and then the program will now switch down to the run method, which returns true, and then start looping. And each time it loops, it shows the current loop ID, and then switches to the next component. So I'll save it, I'll right click on run, and we should hope that everything goes down well. So now we are getting a bit of awkward response because it's now starting from the bottom all the way to the top, so that needs to be adjusted. So I'm going to cancel this and then end it, and then I'm going to go through my code and then observe where there's an error. So now we're going to start with the red, then followed by yellow, then followed by the green. Yeah. Now, one thing I forgot to let you guys know is I had to give it a different time so it can actually sleep and then it's not going to collide with one another. So this is what I meant. The time I gave to this guy was 5. Now I'm supposed to increase this guy now to 7 so they don't collide with one another, which you know that this is the way the normal traffic light behaves. And then take this guide now to 3, and then I'm supposed to set, let's see, I think it's the components, yes, the J panel. Okay, I think I'm missing something here. Let me see. I set this to true, this is null, J panel red, J panel yellow, and J panel green. Well, all is looking good. Let's say red, which is 20, yellow, which is 70, and then I forgot to add blue, so I'm going to just clean this up. I'm going to say this guy now is supposed to be yellow, and this is supposed to be green. Now after I save all this, shouldn't have any issue anymore. So now this should work properly the way we expect it to. So I'm going to give it a try now, and then we see. Okay, now we're getting it. So this is 2, 1, then we switch to the yellow, while the others are still sleeping, and this guy is already setting them to black. Switch to the green, and here you go. So we have a simulation of a traffic light that keeps looping continuously, so you can use this to integrate into your mobile games or whatever it is, whatever class project you might have, or you might just want to wow your friends. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos with your